are live. We have a very, very big show for you today. Great show. My name is King David MMA. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, a pro MMA champion. I coach at Extreme Couture. I got Felony living at the crib, fresh off his BKFC KO victory. He's in the backyard with my boy Lewis from Fight Chronicles, one-on-one. And man, they got me heated up right now, guys. We got a very big show for you today. We got the big news of the day. Nate Diaz just signed to Jake Paul's MVP Most Valuable Promotions on the Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano card to fight Mike Perry. What's it say? Hey, what's up? Hey, my guy, John Hogan. Hogan in the building. Well, let me tell you something, brother. You know, what you gonna do? Yeah, so Nate Diaz just signed to Jake Paul's MVP Promotions. And I was backstage with Mike Perry and Felony Charles Bennett when Felony got the vicious knockout victory at Knucklemania. And Mike Perry publicly was saying that he had a very, very big announcement, but we were not allowed to release it. And now it's public. So you guys know that it's Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. So that's the big story tonight. We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into what that means for Dana White, for the UFC, what Jake Paul's trying to do. Can Jake Paul actually make an impact and make a dent in the UFC's market share? Is that possible? Man, it's an all-out war. Jake is at war with Dana. Man, he is fucking going directly at Dana and the UFC. And we're going to get into all of that. Furthermore, we're going to get into the fact that my comment section is absolutely stupid. I've got a couple good comments in there, but if you guys want to entertain yourselves after this video, go read the comments in my comment section. It is very, very dumb. I'm going to react to a couple of those just for fun in this video because I took the time, guys. I told you guys I'm a man of the people. I went and I responded to every single comment on my entire channel. So before I hit 100K subs, before I hit 1 million subs, I still have the ability to write back to you guys. So when you hit the chat and when you hit the comments, man, I'm going to hit you back. Okay, that's how we do it around here. So if you already subscribed and tapped notifications, then you already know how we do it. And if not, then if you're a real one, go ahead and do that because I'm writing back to everybody and I'm chatting with everybody. I want this to be a dialogue, not just a monologue. So let's get into it, guys. We have another big story coming out about the fights in relation to what this means to the UFC and the White House card. And here's the question of the night. This is called QOTN, question of the night. What will get more viewers? The MVP card, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, or the UFC White House card, headlined by Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje? We're in a full-on, all-out battle right now. It's war between Dana and Jake. They're going at each other, and only one man can win the viewer battle. And who's it going to be, UFC or MVP? This is getting crazy, man. It's literally, Jake's literally signing like all the names that he can that are former UFC fighters. I think there's something very cool about what Jake does that's kind of tangentially related to this. We're going to get into that. Furthermore, shout out to Fight Circus, home of the freak show fights, guys. Okay? I just got done sparring Felony. Felony is fighting August 11th at BKFC, so shout out to Fight Circus for making the Felony Charles Bennett tease. Fight Circus, home of your freak show fights. And if you know a gym owner, send them to StudioMillions.com. Studio Millions will pack their gym full of students who stay, pay, and refer. Your gym owner will love you for sending them there. Man, they might even give you a piece of the business. And that's big, big money because I did $2 million in gym sales in one location with the stuff that I give away at StudioMillions.com. So send them to Studio Millions. Try and get yourself a little percentage deal. I'm going to take a sip of the Zevia. This is the actual soda. This is not the energy drink. I've had 5 energy drinks today. That is 600 milligrams of caffeine. This will put me at 634. I like caffeine and combat, guys. Let's get right into it. The top story of the night, Nate Diaz just signed with Jake Paul to fight for MVP promotions on the Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano card, Netflix against Mike Perry. First of all, I'm not the guy that's like, oh man, anybody could win. I'm going to give you a hot take right off the jump. I don't like this fight for Mike Perry. This era of attention to sport, Ronda and Gina are dinosaurs, bro. It's funny, a couple guys at the gym were talking about, man, they look like they've advanced in age, and then somebody else, I still hit it. And I thought that was just funny because, like, I mean, kind of that's what it's all breaking down to, right? Nobody is, like, tuning in necessarily to see, Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey perform at the peak of athletic performance or martial arts skill at this point. But I think they will give viewers. Gina and Ronda both claim that they are the biggest names, like internationally, in MMA. So they feel that they have more name recognition worldwide than anybody else on the planet. I don't know about that, man. I think Conor's a pretty big star, guys. Man, I just ate all this food from Vanilla Rice. My guy, Vanilla Rice, shout out. If you're in Vegas, hit Vanilla Rice LV at Instagram. But yeah, man, I think this is a bad fight for Mike Perry. Okay, if this were bare knuckle, I'd pick Mike Perry. If this were boxing, now we're talking 50-50. Maybe you give it to Nate for, endurance purposes. But in MMA, man, I'm glad they're getting paid, but I don't see this as a competitive fight. I mean, Nate can shoot and pull half guard, close his guard, and then sub Mike Perry. I'm qualified to talk about this, guys, because Gina looks good, though. Agent like fine wine. Hey, I've never had one, but I'm going to take your word for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I haven't seen her too close up recently. So I'll go check some of the press conference stuff out, and I'll see if I can co-sign on that for you guys. But yeah, so oh fuck, yeah, I trained with Cowboy Cerrone, and I got to assess his grappling ability right around the time that he had submitted Mike Perry. And I've also trained with Ryan Hall, who Nate Diaz beat in the gi. And Ryan's very good. And if Nate beat Ryan in the gi, that means, wow, that's impressive. And yeah, so I think if it goes to the ground, Nate is going to smoke him. I think Mike Perry is cooked in this fight. And I like Mike Perry. I'm a big Mike Perry fan. I would have liked to see this be a bare knuckle boxing match, collar ties and bare knuckle strikes. But unfortunately, man, sometimes you get on the MMA card when you should be a bare knuckle star and things go very bad for you. So I'm picking Nate Diaz to absolutely smoke Mike Perry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, guys. I'm not one of those dudes that sits on the sideline. Well, it's going to be a great fight for the fans. You know who's going to win? The fans are going to win. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What does it say? Oh, very good. Man, that disappeared. The chat's disappeared. I keep saying I'm going to get the whole thing set up in here. Listen, give me a couple days, guys. I got shit to do. All right. I'm training Felony Charles Bennett. We sparred freaking 10 rounds a day, man. I'm at the gym all day. I taught class at Extreme Couture after sparring Felony. So we went straight from, bare knuckle sparring straight into teaching MMA practice for civilians, which is you're very up here and then you got to chill out, So it's a very, very roller coaster of emotions that go through those two training sessions back to back. And when we were at Bare Knuckle, BKFC, Knuckle Mania, where Felony went super viral with his first knockout victory since 2016. And I was in his corner. We went backstage, and he and Mike Perry were chopping it up. They're friendly, and man, Mike Perry had a big announcement coming. And he said publicly that he has a big announcement, but he wouldn't specify publicly what it is. Now, everybody knows Mike Perry, Nate Diaz, most valuable promotions. That is a direct hit to the UFC. Jake is going for the jugular. I want to know what you guys think about Jake Paul signing all the former UFC stars. And he's making offers, hey, John Jones, if you get out of your contract, you can come over here. Hey, Connor, we'd love to have you over here. We'll fight you in MMA and boxing. Jake's coming directly at him, man. This is getting crazy because this might force the UFC to pay more money, right? Like, so competition can be good in that regard where, like, if there's a competitor coming in, they can set the bar as to what the pay is going to be moving forward for everybody, because stars will just leave, they'll sue, they'll unionize. It'll get a little bit hectic trying to keep them at certain price points when there's other direct competitors paying them much, much better. It could lead to people thinking that MVP is the place to go. But the big question for MVP is this a one-off card, or is this going to be something moving forward that they're going to have cards all the time? Because UFC has multiple cards a month, and UFC has the ability to sign hundreds and hundreds of guys. But does MVP have the ability to keep hundreds and hundreds of guys busy? So now it's turning into can we get more viewers on this one event? But people don't know if they're going to do more than one event. So should you really make a play to try and get out and go to MVP, or should you stay with the consistent work of the UFC? So UFC has built a multi-decade consistent business model. MVP has not proven to do that yet. They have some boxing shows and they take care of their fighters, which leads me to kind of the one thing that, even if you're critical of Jake, the one thing that you got to admit about Jake, I mean, you don't have to admit it. You can fucking hate it all you want. But what I've noticed is that Jake will box these guys. He'll KO them or beat them. He'll talk all kinds of shit leading up. He had Tyron Woodley get a tattoo and everything. But the cool thing about what Jake does is that he works with the people who he's worked with. So he's put Tyron Woodley on multiple times. He boxed Nate. Now Nate's got an opportunity. He boxed Mike Perry. Now Mike Perry's got an opportunity. So he's essentially going, hey, man, I know I beat you both, but I appreciate you taking the fight with me. So I'm going to put you on, pay you a few million, and let you guys fight each other. So go beat each other up. Here's a few million for you. Here's a few million for you. The reports are coming out. Nate Diaz is getting $3 million, and the reports have not come out about what Mike Perry is going to get. So that was before I went to train. So I've been at the gym for several hours. Things may have changed. I hopped right on the live. Okay, so we came back to the crib. I plugged in the phone because I was on low power, and now here we are. And so another thing that I want to say about tonight's live stream is that, I appreciate you guys commenting. Like, I really it means a lot to me, right? Because I was sitting on this channel for years, not posting. And then, one day I'm hanging out with Phil and he's like, bro, you should go live. And I'm like, I'll do a live with you. And then we did a live. And then we did another live. And he's like, dude, you should start doing your own live. So I've been doing a live a day, every single day. And man, the channel's growing, the view count's up, the comment section is popping. But the problem is, if you got hot takes, like quality takes, I need you in the comments. I need you banging on the idiots in the comments, guys, because there's some stupid ass shit going on in the comment section. And I still reply to it, right? But man, I got dudes calling me a coward because I won't take a political stance. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about politics, right? I literally don't know what's going on. I've obviously heard there's a war going on, right? I've heard that we are doing the work of other countries, but I don't know if that, is that actually true, or is that just what the Twitter space is saying, right? Is that what's going on X, or is that actually happening? So I don't know shit about it. So I try not to, I'm an expert in martial arts, a black belt, pro MMA champion, coach at Extreme Couture, coached Felon to his first knockout victory since 2016. When I actually trained him, I didn't coach him too much. He's very, very already good, But I'm an expert in hand-to-hand combat, right? What I'm not an expert in is global politics and policy and, geopolitical positioning and oil prices attached to the petrodollar, you know what I mean? And the shipping routes. I don't know any of that, right? And so how would I have an opinion on that? But people are calling me a coward in the comments, and I'm like, bro, if like, I get it, like, we don't want anybody to die, right? We love peace. We love unity. We love everybody getting along. We love all that, right? But like, if you don't know what you're talking about and you're angry, one, you can't even do anything to affect it. And two, like, you literally might be angry at the wrong thing. You might not have the whole story. Because I see some people, because here's the thing, right? Here's the coldest part of it all. There's two sides, right? If one side is completely right, the other side is completely wrong if they oppose them. So if I talk to two people in the comment section, one is pro this side and one is pro that side, and they're both calling me names, one of them's a complete idiot and wrong, right? Like, so it's like, dude, at least what I'm saying is like, dude, I'm over here talking about martial arts and influencer drama, right? Because that's what I'm into, right? I want to box at Misfits Boxing. So I talk about Andrew Tate and Misfits Boxing. I want to go fight at MVP, right? I want to beat up UFC veterans. That sounds fun to me, okay? Like, I think that would be epic. My last opponent, I won this belt, right? And I choked this man unconscious. I literally was screaming at the ref, he's gonna die. I'm gonna kill him. Ref, he's unconscious. Pull me off of him. Stop the fight. He's gonna die. I kept screaming, ref, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Right? And in my head, I'm like, either this dude is really gonna die or he's playing dead just so that I let go of this triangle and then he breaks my face with an elbow. So I wasn't sure that he was dying, but I was pretty confident that like, hey man, this thing is sunk and he's not able to move. And it's been 10 seconds and he hasn't like tried to power bomb me or something out of this. And he was a very, very strong guy. Anyways, that guy in his next fight fought a UFC veteran to a 3-round decision. I smoked that dude in the second round, right? And it's like, so in my head, like I broke another dude's arm in 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 43 seconds or something like that. That guy, his next fight, he fought a UFC veteran to a 3-round decision and the crowd thought he won. Okay, so I would absolutely love to go to MVP and beat up some UFC veterans. That sounds fun to me. I would love to get signed to the UFC and break the record for the oldest fighter ever signed. And just reimagine what's possible, right? But like, guess what, guys? I don't know about the fucking Middle East, okay? I don't know about Venezuelan oil. I heard it's in the ground. I heard it's a crazy, it's not safe for big companies to go there. They can't even get insurance. So the oil's gonna stay in the ground for the time being. I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? I don't know about trade routes. I'm not gonna spend my entire day. I'm a subject matter expert, okay? Is that not enough, guys? Is that not enough that we have an MMA channel and I'm an MMA expert? And I'm literally training an MMA legend who's in my backyard right now smoking Black and Milds with an MMA podcaster. That's not enough. I gotta be a fucking subject matter expert on the fucking geopolitical significance of Iran, like the Middle East, like the trade routes. Like that's what you guys want in the comment section? Dude, bro, and the coldest part is this. They're not even dropping educated takes, right? It's not like they're like, hey, listen, in 1983, there was this thing, and it was caused by that, and previous to that was the Iran-Contra affair, and the United States government was funneling drugs into the country, and then having, the non-rapper version of Ricky Ross, Freeway Ricky, he was selling drugs in California, and they were taking the drug, and he was paying back the fucking CIA, and they don't have a take like that. They're not talking about who we armed and who armed who and how we funneled, none of that. Right? So if they don't have an educated take and they're hating in the comments saying that I'm a coward for not taking a side, dude, I don't know anything about politics, bro. I'm on the side of peace. Okay? What does that mean? I don't fucking know. I'm not a politician. I'm not in the back rooms, right? I don't have a lobby, right? I don't have so anyways, if you guys want to go see some nonsense, hit the comment section, right? After you watch this live with me. Go just hit the comments. I replied to everybody, man. I'm replying to comments, okay? Let me take a sip of this Zevia soda, get another 34 milligrams of caffeine. Don't even get me started on the White House card. I went on a big rant. If you guys haven't seen, I was grabbing for tissue. Chimaev against who? See, it disappeared again. Okay. This I will become a subject matter expert on because I'm on YouTube. I'm going to learn how to YouTube. So pretty soon I'll be a black belt in YouTube. For right now, I'm a white belt. Am I charismatic? Yeah. Do I have a God-given jawline? Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going with it. Like all this right here, all this premeditated, partner. You know what I mean? But like, can I rant for a while? Freestyle? Looking directly in the camera? Off the top of my head? Yeah, I can do all that, right? But when it comes to technical stuff, give me a couple weeks. Okay, give me a couple weeks. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna master it. We're gonna have the chat going. We're gonna do it all. I'm gonna have a camera here. I'm gonna have a camera here. One's gonna be Kick. One's gonna be YouTube. Fuck, dude. You know what I mean? If you guys drop a comment and let me know what else is popping, maybe I'll do a Twitch stream or whatever else. I'm down for all of it. I want all the fucking live smoke. I want all the smoke, right? So in the meantime, I got the comment section going crazy. Chimaev versus Charles Oliveira, too much stalling. Oh, I didn't like Charles Oliveira fighting the BMF fight like that. Now, I appreciate the win. Hey, Felony Charles Bennett in the building. Felony Charles Bennett, MMA legend, hopped on the stream. If you guys didn't see the live stream that Felony and I did together, we collabed on a live stream last night. It popped off. Felony's got political views. I don't. But we got into a little bit of politics. He started talking about the Middle East, and then all of a sudden the stream started breaking up, right? So if you want to see YouTube shut us down, you can go hit that stream next. What's up, Felony? People saying what's up to Felony. Hey, just a heads up, man. Felony is no longer Crazy Horse. So he will ask me to block you for calling him that, bro. You got to call him Felony, man. He's a changed man. His name is Felony, so he doesn't commit any more felonies. You know what I mean? The UFC makes money off that other name. He doesn't get paid a royalty on that name. There's a lot of variables happen. We call him Felony. Felony Charles Bennett. No, it's not. Yeah, bro. I appreciate you, man. See, Felony, all we got to do is let people know, bro. And then they rock with it, man. People rock with you, Felony. So I'm getting highly caffeinated. Man, I should have turned the fucking air conditioner on before I did this. I'm sweating through this motherfucking... Oh, fuck. But yeah, so the White House card. Okay. Can you imagine this is the White House card? I want you guys to take a deep breath and imagine we're in a reality where they really, really went over the top. John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. BMF title. Top of the main event, White House card. Next up, Alex Pereira, Cyril Gane, interim title. Okay. Next up, Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. Okay, I'm not done, guys. I'm not done. Legends fight. Legend belt. Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. Okay, next fight. Kobe Covington, Michael Chandler. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was possible a couple months ago. It could have happened. That's what we could have had. That's what we could have had, guys. We could have had something fucking crazy. Something bananas. Something off the fucking charts. And guess what? If Mike Perry's a free agent like that, fucking we'll put Mike Perry on the card too. What if they would have had Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry on the White House card? Now, I don't think that, dude, GSP versus Khabib, that I hope they announce that. So this is the issue, guys. I'm a little bit naive. Good vibes only, right? I'm a super positive, vibey guy. I like to be in a good mood all the time. I like caffeine, right? I like to train martial arts all day, martial arts lifestyle. And I literally have hope, right? Maybe I'm too innocent. Maybe I'm too naive. But I'm like, dude, I really hope they can get GSP versus Khabib. I believe anything's possible. Like, can you imagine that fight? Dude, the only issue is that GSP is a Canadian and Khabib is a Russian. Or is it Dagestani, you know? We need Americans on the card. Nate Diaz, the reason why. Oh, what? Nate said he don't care. Bro, this Zevia, 0 calories, guys. They don't sponsor me. I just fuck with them super hard. And I went to their website. I'm not sure. Like, I would love for them to sponsor me. I think that they might be a different target audience than the white male, straight into chicks, wants America to win. You know what I mean? Like MMA fight or black belt. That might not be their lane. But they make a delicious fucking soda and a great energy drink. So, I've been drinking them on the stream lately. But yeah, so that's like a White House card that could have happened. Like, what other matchups could they have? Like, dude, can you imagine John Jones versus Francis, main event, then like GSP versus Khabib, right? And that one's a little harder to do because those guys have been out for a long time and they are pretty adamant that they don't want to compete anymore. But I think they kind of still got that competitive fire in them. Maybe Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz, Kobe Covington versus somebody. Michael Chandler wants to fight Kobe versus Mike Chandler at 170. Why not? Why not, guys? We're getting crazy. It's the White House. Anything's possible. If you guys didn't see my video, America is Cooked, I go on like a 40-minute rant just popping off on the White House. That has been my best received video. So I have the most positive, like people come up to me and they're like texting me, bro, I watched your America's Cooked video. That was epic. So after this live, man, go check that one out. That's a great one. It's not my most viewed video. My most viewed video is talking about how Brandon Schaub crashed out, right? Which I didn't think would be like the most popular video on the channel, right? But for whatever reason, people want to hear about Brendan Schaub crashing out. So, that was my most viewed video, but my most like well-received, most positive feedback. People saying like, dude, you should like really do YouTube full time. Like, that was awesome. You said my thoughts out loud. You said everything I was feeling. The America is Cooked video, right? And that one's all about the White House card. That one is crazy. What UFC Crawford agreed to fight? Oh, Bud Crawford versus Conor. Bud Crawford versus Conor. You talking MMA or you talking Zuffa boxing? Are we talking MMA or are we talking Zuffa boxing? Because Zuffa boxing just dropped $15 million on what's his name? The other Conor. I'm not trying to clown him. I forgot it. I remember it now. Conor Ben. Oh, MMA. Dude, but Bud Crawford wrestled, right? Okay. Anything's possible. But how is Terrence Crawford going to deal with like the spinning wheel kicks and the turning side kicks? Yeah, I don't know, man. But Conor might try and box him to prove a point. Will Conor try and box him to prove a point? That's the question. We don't know. We may never know. I heard that they are very, very close to announcing Conor's opponent for International Fight Week. It's not Paredes. It's not Michael Chandler. It's clearly not Nate Diaz. It's not Mike Perry. So who's left? Oh, so Conor's going to fight a cab driver. You mean Conor Ben or Conor McGregor? Because I think they literally are bringing in a cab driver to fight Conor Ben. That's what I heard. I actually didn't hear that. I'm just speculating. I'm just talking shit right now. But, yeah. So that deal, right, is $15 million for Conor Ben, who most people have never heard of, to fight in Zuffa Boxing, which is brand new. And he's going to fight another guy who I've never heard of. They announced his name. I don't follow boxing, though. I think you guys want a hot take? Somebody in the comments, this was actually a interesting discussion in the comments because he thought I was trolling when I said that Jake Paul would outstrike Ilia Topuria in a boxing sparring if Ilia and Jake sparred. So that was a hot take, and he thought I was rage baiting. And I actually like went line by line in the comments like as to why I believe that's the case, And I think that people get confused with Jake Paul that he's like a clown, and people like there's like the antics there's the social media, and then there's the ring, right? And whatever happens in this ring is what matters in boxing or in the cage, inside the octagon is what matters in MMA, right? So you could be a good guy, you could get drunk and crash into pregnant chicks, you could do whatever, like all that out here. And as long as this in the ring, in the cage is right, then that's it. That's what you are and who you are as a fighter. And I think people get very, very confused calling Jake Paul a clown when Jake Paul literally has an infinite budget to hire the best trainers and the best sparring partners and the best nutritionists and the best supplement coaches and the best of everything. He's already an athlete. The dude's 6'2", like 225. He probably runs a 4.5 or a 4.6 40. He's probably got like a 32, 34 inch vertical or whatever, right? Like, I'm not super into stats like that, right? But Jake Paul's probably like very gifted athletically. He wrestled, right, in Ohio, which is a wrestling state. And then people think because he got a YouTube camera that like, that means he can never fight. Like, you could do two things. You could like be good at making vines and be a really good boxer, right? Like they're not mutually exclusive. And so I think people get it twisted on Jake. And so I said that was like a real take, and this dude in the comments didn't believe me. But we started talking, and I line by line itemized it for him. And we came to like a good conclusion that like maybe I'm right, maybe he's right, blah, blah, blah. But that's why we fight, right? So yeah, I wasn't rage baiting. And I'm not rage baiting with this next take. Okay, guys. Okay. Boxing isn't a combat sport, like to me. Like to me, it's not even real. It's not real. It's not accurate. Boxing is like, this is the best way I can explain boxing. Boxing is an imaginary sport that pretends that gravity and the planet Earth as a wedge are not real, right? So like, hey, if we were fighting in outer space and could only use our hands and there was no gravity, then boxing's real. Dude, we live on a fucking planet. I can take you down and hold you. You can't move the planet Earth. And if you don't know how to get me off of you, I'm going to do whatever I want. And so like, when people say that, you know, boxers are better strikers than MMA, Khabib's a better striker than any of them. You're like, what do you mean? Khabib, he throws crazy balls. No, dude, he can hold you down and hit you 183 times unanswered, bro. That's why Khabib's a better striker. Those are still strikes. It's just this is happening in reality, not in some fucking fictional rule set. So, anyway, that's my hot take. Boxing is very, very fake. Boxing is not real. Boxing is imaginary. Boxing isn't real. And I would still go box for fun, but I wouldn't like take my combat sports quote unquote ego with me. I wouldn't take my combat sports self-esteem with me. I wouldn't take my combat sports identity with me. I would go, dude, it's boxing, bro. It's like literally like, hey, I can't kick, I can't knee, I can't elbow. You know, some people like left way, I can't headbutt, right? I can't take you down, I can't submit you. All I can do is punch you with left or right. It's like pretty limited rule set. It's like an extremely limited rule set that doesn't take physics and reality into equation. So if you're into that thing, I get it. It's fun to watch. Hey, it's zany. Hey, these guys are just going to punch each other. Hey, guys, cool, man. That's what I would do in a fight. I would limit myself intentionally and not use all my tools because it's easier to process left and right rather than having left, right, left, right, left, right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to process. I know it can be uncomfortable to grapple, man. Sometimes you feel claustrophobic and you're scared. I get it, dude. Or you can learn to get good at it and be the one stuffing someone's face in the mat and bouncing their head off the canvas, right? You could do that too. So boxing's not real. Boxing exists in an imaginary fucking rule set that doesn't really exist in reality. That's my hot take for the night. I love you guys. Make sure you send everybody you freaking know to Studio Millions. Studio Millions will pack their gym. Shout out to Fight Circus. And guys, make sure you tap the notification so you can hop on the chat with me. You see I chat back. You chat, I chat back, right? And make sure you go read the comments. If you guys feel how I feel, go stick up for me in the comments, man. Bang on these nerds, man. I want real ones in the comment section. I want real ones subscribing. I want real ones on notifications. I want to have the best MMA channel on the planet because I got real people with me. Let's fucking go, man. I love you guys. I'm out.